Hi community of awesome, I'm Ava J and this is Bookish Pixie. So today I'm going to talk about my favorite part of the writing process, which is not everyone's favorite part of the writing process, and that's editing. Yay! Or more specifically, we're going to talk about how to love editing, because that's something that I think a lot of writers need to learn to do. Believe it or not, I was actually not born with a passionate love for editing. In fact, I specifically remember in elementary school when I'd learned that authors often have to rewrite their books over and over and over again, that I immediately discounted writing from any future career possibilities. Obviously, I later changed my mind, but editing was not my favorite thing. And so you may be thinking, okay then Ava, how did you learn to edit? And I'm going to tell you right now. My first couple manuscripts, I still didn't like editing. In fact, I kind of thought editing just meant line editing, and so it's not really all that surprising those ended up in the drawer, to be honest. And in fact, it wasn't really until one of my first critique partners ripped apart my book chapter by chapter in a nice way that I actually kind of started to understand what editing was all about. And I mean, I'm not gonna lie, editing is a lot of work. And there are definitely plenty of days where I go through my manuscript that I'm currently revising and think I'll just do the easy critique partner notes, because the hard stuff is just that, it's hard. But the part that I love about editing is actually while I'm changing and right after I've made changes, because that's when I really start to see, wow, this is so much better. There's something really incredible going from first draft to close to final draft and seeing how much your work has changed and how much better it's become along the way. For me, when I think about editing, I think about how it's going to make my book the best it could possibly be. I try not to think about all the work, and instead I think about how the work is going to make this manuscript so much better than I originally imagined. I think about how the stuff that I'm going to have to throw out and rewrite and completely scrap in the end is going to make the manuscript amazing. And in the moment, it can be sometimes hard to remember that. But if you just keep focused on how amazing your manuscript is going to be after revisions, it can really be motivating. And to me, I think there are a few things more rewarding than looking at a manuscript you just finished revising and seeing how much better it is than the original. So the way you learn to love to edit isn't necessarily going to be an answer you want, but it's by editing. I found that the more I edited and revised my work, the more I really started to love the process and love what it was doing to my manuscripts. But that's an experience you can really only get when you've torn your work apart and put it back together. And in the moment, yeah, it's hard. But by the time you finish your revisions, you may find that you're so amazed with the manuscript you now have that you might start to love editing too. So that's all I've got for today. If you liked what you saw, don't forget to subscribe and let me know in the comments whether or not you like editing. I'll see you guys next week.